Landis. The land of Landis. Direct from the land of Landis before time.
I'll let her go first. I'm not gonna take up a whole lot of your time. I'm not gonna ask a whole lot of crazy questions.
Oh, no.
I know, right?
Normal one's like, so how did the band get together?
Oh no. How did you meet? Like, you guys set up? Was it on Facebook? Do you guys meet on Facebook? Is bands.com? Is that how that went?
The produce aisle checking out cucumbers.
We met on Match.com. That's how we met.
Ah, that's a beautiful story.
Music.com.
Actually, though, that is the question that I am going to ask you, though. I want a beautiful story, but beautifully funny. What is your favorite story from on tour? What's happened that is just the craziest? You can't even believe that this even... Oh, we're going there.
I don't think most of them I could tell you, so I'm going to let him go.
No. Let me see. There was a story, and I don't know if this is true or not.
Oh, I got a good one.
Apparently... Now, I remember this differently from what I heard. We were in Texas, Midland, Texas. And I remember getting up 4 in the morning, and I went out, and they had a Starbucks in the lobby, And I went to the front desk, and I asked the girl to if I could get some coffee. She said, sure. So I remember sitting in the chair with my legs up on, those long, skinny tables, And my legs up on the table and waiting for them to make me some coffee. And I get the coffee. Thank you very much. I go back to my room. And the next day, I hear that this girl talking about how, telling Robbie that,
It wasn't telling me, it was telling somebody who
sent a message that the singer was out in the lobby. Is he okay? He came out naked in the lobby and was asking, got a cup of coffee. And I'm like, what? I clearly remember being clothed, and I seriously doubt that she would have got me a cup of coffee had I walked out in the lobby naked. I don't know why you wouldn't call the cops, why you would actually make me a cup of coffee. But, anything's possible in the world of Jack Russell. And so, clearly I'm not embarrassed by it. I really don't care. But, it could have happened.
No, I better not say any more on that. The description she gave of him, can I say it, was exactly what I saw of him in his room earlier. So I thought, it's possible. No, I got a good story, though, and it happened to be in Texas as well. We were playing in Texas at that little dumpy place, and there's this girl that was just into Jack, like so into him. And she climbs up, there's like a little ramp out front, and she climbs up on the stage, and he's singing Save Your Love, and she's got both legs up, and he's not paying any attention to her, got both legs up, and she's starting to grind. It was actually pretty sad. And she's grinding, and she's going for it, and I'm going, whoa, look at this girl, and Jack's just singing, not paying any attention. And she had her hands behind her and her legs up and her mini skirt, whatever. And she slipped and fell. And she went, and I felt her head hit the ground. It was actually pretty sad, but it was like, ka-clunk, I go, ooh. And she got up like all dazed, and then she ran out of the building. She probably was in the hospital. So it's pretty sad, but that stuck out of my head as, wow. Yeah, a big knot.
Always wonder whatever happened to that girl.
Yeah.
Worth it.
So you just want stories from this particular band?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Let me see. I got another one here. Hang on. Oh God, who can I make fun of now besides myself? I'm usually the guy that does all the stupid stuff.
No, the best is that.
Oh God, I'm thinking of a funny Dickie story because he's not here. Oh yeah. Oh God. This is like. Yeah. Anyway. Some people are, really regular, and some people have to take like psyllium husk to stay regular. Well, we found in the world that there are people that are so regular they can actually poop on command. Now, maybe it's a thing with the German race, how they're very regimented. And, before every show, I'm like, where's Dickie? He's in the bathroom, of course, taking the pre-show dump. It has become, you can set your watch by it. Whatever time the show is, 5 minutes before, I'm looking around for the drummer. He's gone. So the showtime is whenever. If the showtime's 10 o'clock, well, no, it's whenever Dickie gets finished. That's when our showtime is. So tomorrow night we'll be going on post dump.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, promptly post dump. Yes. His timing is impeccable. He's a drummer.
How about you? You got any favorite ones? Nothing? Nothing at all, huh? Come on.
Hold on a second. He's got a
Yeah.
great story. He is a Bambi killer. He is a Bambi killer. This is just not even cool. No. So I'm laying down in the back of the van. He's driving. We're trying to go. We have an 8-hour drive to our next destination, driving through the night. And I'm laying in the back, and I hear like him yelling, and a screech, and I hear a thud. And there's a thud on the front of the van. And then from there, I didn't see the visuals, so.
I remember. We're flying down the road. We're doing like 80 miles an hour. And everybody's sleeping, and me and Tony are just talking. Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, this deer comes flying out of nowhere. Boom! And we're like, ah! And the next thing I see are like 4 legs sticking straight this way, sliding off the off ramp. That sucker was doing a $180 when he went on a $180.
So the long story short, that 8-hour drive turned into 16 because we were on the side of the road for at least 8 hours. The good news, we had to sleep there, and that was a horrible part. But the good part about it is we had venison for breakfast.
Yeah.
Fresh.
There you go.
He was fucking for trouble when he crossed that road.
That's
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
He was on balls, man. That thing took off.
It was like a cue ball.
Just crushed, totally, man. Crushed it.
It completely demolished.
Never did see him, actually. Never saw the animal. Looked around and didn't.
No, we tried to find him.
It might have got up and ran.
No.
Gone. Just gone.
I doubt it, but I mean, we
Yeah, he probably took off for a couple miles and then.
It went off into the darkness. I'm pretty sure. In fact, I think we saw it the next day because we drove back the other way.
There's no way it lived through that.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Next. No, next. It's okay. Let's go.
Well, I appreciate you sharing some fun road stories with us.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Tony actually, he's probably got a good story from back in the day.
Let's hear it back in the day.
Feel free to use
This is what it's all about.
Michael as an example.
I can't. I mean, they're just too much.
Okay, well, there was this one night. I have insomnia, so like really bad insomnia, and I was taking this medication called Halcion, which is really strong, but I built up a really big tolerance for it. So one night, everybody felt like they wanted to try some, so I gave everybody some, and of course, everybody was in different states of bizarreness, and Audie spent an hour trying to blow up a rubber and put it over his head. And Michael passes out, and we proceeded to stick cigarette butts in every orifice. We we had him kind of out of his nose. We had like 5 in his mouth that coming out of his ears.
That was pretty funny.
That was awesome. And Kendall, he was just drunk.
These guys used to make, because I used to be able to sleep. I can sleep anywhere. I can lay down there and go to sleep, right? So these guys used to get a kick out of this. I'd be in the airport. I'd lay down on the floor, and I'd just go to sleep. And we're waiting for a flight. So they would take pictures of, they would put stuff all over me, balanced pieces of bread. They put gummies on the end of my nose, gum, and they take pictures. I got all these pictures of me in like just like comatose with food and whatever stacked on me. It's pretty fun. Yeah, good. That's friends for you.
At least you know you got you're surrounded by good friends right there.
Yeah, there was one night. There was one night in a snowstorm. Mark was in the back lounge, and we just got this video camera, right? And we're all like playing with it. So I get up on the roof, and I'm crawling across the roof of the tour bus. Went through the escape hatch, and I opened up the escape hatch where Kendall was in the back lounge. I'm all filming with this chick, and he looks up. He's like, "Ah!" Oh, anyway, the old days.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So many careers would have been over.
I have to add that I'm so glad that Jack's matured a lot since then.
Really, have not.
Yeah. Some things never change.
Right. All right. Well, thank you guys for talking with me.
I just thinking. Some things are the same. Some things, as much as they change, they never.
He goes, I forgot. It's like being
Perpetually in the third grade.
fourth grade.
Okay, fourth grade.
Right.
I don't know. My daughter's in fourth grade. She seems a little more mature than that.
Yeah.
Fourth grade pre-Facebook. Pre-Facebook, fourth grade. It's different. Well, guys, thank you for sharing some stories with me. I am going to turn this over to someone else here, but good luck at the show tomorrow night. Have a blast playing the New Clyde Theater. That place is amazing. They did a great job out there. It's good. You'll have a good time. Good time. Should be packed. I know a lot of people going to already be there.
Good.
Hello, guys. Pretty good. I got a simple question for you. Who were some of your musical influence for you guys?
Okay.
Individually?
Yes.
Oh, it's so many, all over the map. So,
Glenn Campbell was, he's
Donny Osmond. No, I'm kidding.
Beatles, Beach Boys. That was what started all out for me.
Gosh. Well, obviously Zeppelin and Aerosmith is our big, kind of godfathers over this band, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And your sound reminds me a lot of Aerosmith.
Uh-huh.
When I was listening to the most recent album that you guys just put out in 2017,
Yeah.
I was enjoying that song, My Addiction. And that was a good one.
There you go.
Yeah, Crazy will definitely
Crazy,
give you the
yeah,
feeling of
yeah.
Aerosmith for
I
sure.
mean, there's that
Meets
blues element
Beatles.
that we have, and there's it's Americana. It's American rock and roll. You know what I mean? That's what.
Which is influenced by the British, right?
Right, yeah. Right.
Beatles, and I mean, I grew up on Beatles. I actually was a huge Deep Purple fan. Loved Deep Purple,
Yeah,
Beatles,
Beatles,
Creedence. I mean, and all the Southern rock. I mean, all that stuff I started off on. ZZ Top. I love Johnny Winter. I mean, there's just so many. You just can't even list them. I mean, there's so many things that I learned when I was.
Yeah, I mean,
growing up.
everything that you listen to and like, I think, becomes part of your music.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send you off to the next one. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
I just got a couple questions to ask you guys. Yeah, I'm not too big on questions. First of all, what happened to Dimebag Daryl? Do you guys fear that? Fans coming up to you and attacking you guys that way?
No, because I pack heat when I'm on stage. Honestly, sometimes yes. Only because of the Rhode Island tragedy. Not anymore really so much, but I've always had that fear though, ever since I was a kid. I don't know why. It's just there's so many people so many celebrities that get, like John Lennon, and there's a lot of wackos out there, you know what I mean? And you just don't know. I mean, Dimebag was a really good friend. He was a big fan of mine, as I was of his. Matter of fact, there's a video somewhere where he was impersonating me, and you seen it? So, but you know, I don't really realistically think about that when I'm on stage. I'm having too much fun. If it happens, you know, it'll be over quick.
Well, security is so much more, heightened now these days too. Almost every place you go, any kind of public place.
Yeah, I walked in there, and they did the wand on me. I get them to dress, I'm gonna pull out my knife, and I go, that worked out real well. I forgot I had it with me. Anyway, so.
You guys have met a lot of bands, I'm sure. I'm sure you guys have met a lot of big bands just like yourselves along the way, Metallica, Ozzy. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I sat next to Ozzy one time going to England, and I was sitting next to my manager, Alan Niven, who was sitting next to me and made sure I stayed sober. And he fell asleep, and Ozzy gives me a copy of his new record. What was it? The one with No More Tears, right? And so I'm listening to it before it was released, and he starts handing me these pills, you know what I mean? So I'm like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I get to Heathrow, and I'm bombed. And my manager could not figure out for the life of me how I got all the way. He goes, how'd you get... I go,
It's the fallout.
it's a jet lag, man. So, yeah, we've met a lot of cool people. Over the years. The biggest rush I ever got was I was back. Actually, the first time I met Steven Tyler, we were playing at a little club in Canada. They were up there doing their record, and we were playing this little teeny club. And after the show, I'm in the back of the bus with this stripper. And it's really weird because up there they got to wear these little pasties over their nipples. So it's kind of like, sorry, the nipple's the whole thing. I mean, without the nipple, it doesn't really mean much. It's just a big bump. So anyway, he comes in the door, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm going, no, wait, come back. He goes, no, I don't want to be rude, man. I'm like, no. I'm trying to kick the chick out. But, yeah, he came back after a show one time in an arena and was like, hey, I was reading this article about you, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, he was reading about me? So, yeah, it's really neat meeting your idols, so.
I didn't meet anybody yet. I don't know. What it was Jack? I met Jack. Actually, my band in L.A. used to open for Great White back in the day, between their EMI release and between Once Bitten, they had another release, Shot in the Dark, which was on another label in L.A. And as another L.A. band, L.A. Kid. We looked up to all these guys, Rat and Great White and Motley Crue. Yeah. There's a poster in Alan's, when I first met Alan, I went to the Stravinsky office. There's a poster it says Great White at Pomona Valley Auditorium, and there's my band right there opening for you guys. We're the direct support. So yeah, I was a fan before I got in the band.
All of you. Because I'm definitely an 80s girl. I grew up in the 80s, big time. Went to high school, graduated in 91 and everything. And yeah, I listened to all you guys. Skid Row, you name it. He'll tell you, I'm a big time rocker. Yes, because you guys are probably I've seen a few bands in my time, but you guys are the first ones I've seen up front and actually talked to. No, I was honest. And my boss was like, you go, because I don't blame you. I'm working tomorrow, but that's okay. Yes.
Well, make sure you get off in time to go to the Clyde Theater. Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Time to show start,
Tomorrow
guys.
night.
I think for us, we go on at 10. I
Go
wanna
at
say.
10.
Come and
Show
see
probably
the opening
starts-
band.
Well,
The
it
opening
depends
band
on how
is
late,
great.
yeah.
The opening
Yeah, right.
band is enough's enough. A great band. The Bullet Boys are great. The whole tour's been great. Hair Nation, Sirius XM has been kick-ass. Come out.
Thanks to Veronica too for linking me up to you guys just as well. Veronica.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
our manager.
That one
I thought
girl.
it was Arm. I thought John. Didn't you go through John? Maybe not.
No, it was Veronica. She didn't.
Anyway,
Okay.
booking
Okay. Whatever.
information.
All right. Cool.
Oh yeah, booking information. Yeah, yes, booking for information.
Arm Entertainment. Go there. It's easy. Find them on the web.
Minnesota.
Yeah. To book the band.
So again, one more time, more to get a hold of you guys to book you guys for any shows or anything you want.
What's that? I
A
didn't
little
hear
bit
that.
louder now.
What'd you say?
Any booking shows?
Any what?
Arm Entertainment.
Oh, to book us? Arm Entertainment. You can go online and find ARM, Arm Entertainment, and that's how you would book the band.
For bar mitzvahs and, you know,
No weddings.
bachelor
You're gonna need
parties,
deep
that
pockets.
kind of thing. That's what we do. That's what we do. Awesome.
Baptisms.
Baptisms, bar mitzvahs.
Weddings.
Wedding.
Funerals.
We have a side project called the Flying Zucchini Brothers.
You guys booking the pool.
No.
right.
No.
All right.
I know for Facebook Live, let everybody know tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Clyde Theater.
Clyde Theater, October 21st. Clyde Theater,
2018.
2018. Man.
Year of our Lord.
We'll be on by 10 p.m.
Yep.
Or post boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.